I see what you did there. Okay. Good excuse.
But I'm glad to be back. I'm trying to get my life back in order. I got a bunch of things to do.
Nah. Life will never be in order.
Yeah, I know. I got like 30 years.
Yes.
Leah, how are you today?
For asking.
Good. And you, Chinanu?
I'm also doing great, thank you.
Oh, I love it. Short and sweet. How about you, Rockstone Triz? How you doing?
Y'all know how I be chilling. I be chilling like a hubcap in the fast lane, cruising like I be cruising. Don't go too fast now. Slow down.
So we added some on. Okay. Don't go too fast now. Slow down. Yeah. And I am well. There's a lot going on. Big shout outs to all of the people who had some celebration. Shout out to Mindy and her husband on their nuptials.
Yes.
Shout out to Queen Sheena on her 40th extravaganza. What else did we do on Friday? On Friday, where do we go? On Friday.
Oh, we did two things.
Shout outs to everybody that was down at Run the Track.
Run
at
the
Starlight and Cambridge.
Let's put a pause on that real quick. Run the track.
Run the track.
I didn't really fully understand it until it happened.
Me either.
Big shout out to DJ Dutch, the Enterprise. What is it? Key.
The whole crew.
Yeah, the whole crew that put that down. We were over at Starlight in Cambridge, in the back there, and it was a young DJ competition to highlight the new DJs that are in the area and upcoming. What a fun event! What a fun event!
I didn't know that I would enjoy that as much as I did.
I did.
And I really had a good time.
This is like hip hop DJs, like.
Well,
they were.
They had 1 minute sets.
Oh, that's
And
dope. That's dope.
They gave them like a genre to play. They had to pick out of a hat a genre to play.
Okay.
And they had a 2-minute set. And then in the middle, like when it came down to like the last 30 seconds, they would give them a wild card. So one of the judges would just call out something, and they would have to grab it and put it in.
That sounds fun.
It
was
fun.
so fun.
And then they got a little 3 minutes to do their own little thing.
Yeah.
And let me stop saying little, because they did some big things out there.
Big
People
things.
was having
Big things
fun.
going.
And it was so nice and presentable. People were like sitting down. Then when it got hype, people got up and danced.
Yes.
It was very dope. It ended it was quick and to the point.
Yeah.
Everybody left after, went to their little after parties, had a good time.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Have a
I love
good
seeing
time.
stuff like that in Boston.
That was
That's
a
dope.
really,
That was in
really.
Cambridge,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
The same thing.
Greater Boston area.
Greater Boston. And then Sunday I did a little impromptu. Go ahead.
We did something else on Friday before that.
Oh, you guys went to the family, something, Mattapan, something. No. Y'all did go somewhere.
We did do something before that.
Where was that young lady whining?
We did
On
do
the-
something.
Where was that?
That was last week.
Oh, okay,
Activate Mattapan. Yeah.
Man.
Oh, Black Music Month at the Greenway.
Yes.
Y'all do too much, yo. Stay inside. Y'all brains are rotten
Because
from going out.
I could see it.
We had the kids.
Yeah, I couldn't see where we was at.
Fun.
And then on Sunday I went down to Martha's Vineyard.
That's fancy.
That was cool.
I saw
There was
those
a little
pics.
day party
Yeah.
out there. It was a not even a planned thing, but it made me want to plan a thing.
Sunday.
Okay.
Yes.
Sunday. How was the weather on Martha's Vineyard? Because Sunday
It
rained all day.
It
here.
rained for we got there around 1 o'clock. It rained for 20 minutes at 3 o'clock, and then we were inside.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened after that, but it was dope. Shout out to Slick Vic. I got a chance to meet Sam J. Comic in person. She's tall for a
Is
junior
she?
man. Yes.
Really?
I was like, oh
she didn't.
Well, you are very short.
no.
Okay.
She's
She
tall.
didn't seem that tall. at
Yeah,
her thing.
she didn't, but she presents tall.
Yeah. She's popping.
Yeah, she's definitely
So-
popping.
Yeah.
I like her.
Yeah.
What was in the vineyard?
That was Light Work Events. They do a day party every 4th of July weekend. It's just a one-day party. You can do a stress-free VIP. You get on the bus, take you to the ferry take you over, do the day party, get back on the bus, get back home.
Black people go to Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff down there.
Listen,
Yeah.
I like a Martha's Vineyard.
let me
on the
tell
board.
you.
I gotta do that again.
We're going to do something. We're
Please.
going to do something. We're going to
Please.
do
There's a
something.
black part of the Martha's Vineyard.
It is.
All of Martha's Vineyard is a black
Inkwell.
part.
Vineyard is black.
It's supposed to be black, but gentrification.
The Inkwell.
Yes, the Inkwell. But yes, that was very dope. And then Monday, just nothing. I did nothing. I didn't even brush my teeth till about 9 p.m.
That's something you don't say out loud.
I don't care. I
Okay.
was in my house, in my pajamas, in my
that-
T-shirt,
Yeah,
all
that makes
day,
sense. That
with
makes
no wig on,
Yeah.
just free as could
Chilling.
be.
You know what?
I
Before
deserve-
4th of July, independence, you have the right
Exactly.
to be musty
I deserve
in your
it.
own apartment.
That's how I was on Sunday, though. Mommy was like, "Are you okay?
Yo.
I haven't heard from you all day." Woman, I'm chilling. It is raining.
Sometimes you do too much. You got to lay down. You got to
Yes.
not be responsible. Anyways, let's get into the show. Good morning to all of you guys checking in. Mike Nice, Janet, LaWanda, all of the people. We are running super late today, so let's get into it. Today, Saucy and Friends starts off.
No, go ahead.
All right.
Yes, we are very late.
Today is July 5th. It is July 5th. We are officially in the second quarter of the year. That means it is pretty much New Year's and you guys can start over.
Yes.
Because if you didn't do not a damn thing in the first quarter, it is in the first half. That's fine. You got the whole other half to make it do what it do. Spend all your money because taxes are going to have to be calculated in December.
Oh.
And you don't want to have to pay all of that money to the government.
Yes.
And that's all I got to say about that. Today is Wednesday. It is going to be intervals of clouds and sunshine. High in the 86 Fahrenheit. Winds in the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Lows of 69 later tonight. And it's only a 10% chance of rain, which is crazy. So it has rained every single weekend, right? Every weekend has rained. It has been beautiful throughout the week. Yesterday was a Tuesday.
Yes.
And it rained all day just because Mother Nature said, no, y'all don't know how to behave. So we're
Yo,
gonna
it was
rain.
karma for all the fireworks.
Yeah.
I didn't feel bad at all.
But they sure made up for it at night.
Jesus Christ.
Boy, I tell you.
They was fired up last
Ooh,
night.
They not by me. Not by me. Everybody should have came by me because they had the 4th of July promenade fireworks out there. It was beautiful, I tell you. Them things was popping in the skies up until the wee hours of the night when I thought I was going to die.
It's not great when you have a newborn in the house.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Or dogs, I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got both of them.
My friend works at a home with kids that are like traumatized,
Oh,
and he
geez.
said it was a horrible night for him. Those kids were just like they were
Screaming?
not having a good night at all.
I
with
can
all of that.
only imagine, man.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
So let's get into the effery that happened, that occurred over the weekend.
But one note though, it's gonna be hot this whole week,
Yes.
and so summer has summed
Yes.
for this week at least. And
But it's supposed to be intermittent raining throughout.
oh, good.
That
Yes.
helps.
So
Yes.
it helps, and it's gonna be tomorrow's gonna be 90.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the
Beat away.
National Grid's gonna knock me over the head with that electric bill. I'll tell you that. That AC's been going, man.
I
Listen.
know. I think mine is still on right now.
We gonna ride out there to Bridgewater. She done effed up now. Showed me her house. And you love children? Keep this one here.
Yo,
overnight.
tell her to save a spot.
5 people shot, street littered with fireworks debris after violence erupts in the Boston neighborhood. 2 individuals are in custody after 5 people were wounded in a shooting in Boston overnight, officials say. Officials responding to report of shots fired in the area of 33 Edgewater Drive in the city of Mattapan section around 2 a.m. found 5 victims
Jeez.
suffering from apparent gunshot wounds, according to Boston Police Department. And here is the clap.
When officers arrived, along with debris from fireworks. Boston 25 News reporter Kelly Sullivan is live near that scene on River Street, Kelly, where police also, we understand, have made some arrests.
They have made a couple of arrests, and they've been giving us a little bit of information. We know that 5 people in total were shot here from the scene, so we're still along here along River Street and Edgewater Road. You can still see some investigators
Not
remaining
bad at
on
all.
scene this morning. Still a section of the road here blocked off, evidence markers still there on the street, and also the remnants of firework debris still kind of litters the street. And if you go a little bit farther down River Street as well, it's still there. Now, we're learning more information, as I mentioned, from Boston Police. They say this shooting happened around 2 o'clock this morning, right at this intersection where we're standing. Boston EMS told us that they took 3 people to the hospital from the scene. Now, investigators found several shell casings on the ground as well as remnants of firework debris. They also recovered 2 guns. Now, they did arrest 2 people. However, so far police say nobody has been charged charged for the shootings yet. So again, back out live too, we have investigators still on scene and still a lot of what's left of here of all these fireworks, and still again a lot of evidence markers still on the ground. So still a very active investigation. We do know the 5 people who were shot, police tell us they all have non-life-threatening injuries. As soon as we get more updates to the scene here, we'll let you know. For now, reporting live in Mattapan, Kelly Sullivan for your local station,
Hey, Kels.
Boston 25 News.
That's my girl.
Yeah, that's why.
We
That's crazy.
passed by there today.
Yeah.
It did look crazy. It looked terrible. I don't understand. Let me ask y'all a question. Oh well, given this one was broke out in violence, but after y'all do all them fireworks, y'all don't want to pick up some of them big ass boxes and put them in the trash can or have a little trash bag out there for after. Is that not a thing? Like, do we not? Like, that's not. I get
You would have to be
offended-
responsible.
I get offended
cares.
when I go places and I
Yeah.
don't see sufficient trash barrels for
Yeah.
me to put my trash in.
Yeah.
Why you feel like you could come outside, do all of that, and not pick up no trash?
Well, I'm assuming the shooting got in the way of them doing that that time.
yeah,
Think
but
that they thought the shootings were some fireworks?
I think that they were intermingled.
Yeah.
I believe that shot spotters get confused by fireworks.
Yes,
right?
I agree.
So I think that's part of their whole. I mean,
Oh, you know, 5 people got shot here. I believe it was 5 bullets.
yeah.
But I think that's what's the bad thing about fireworks is the fact that you don't really know if
Yeah.
it's a disguise for shootings.
Yep.
Or if it is shootings and not firecrackers.
Well, growing up someplace where there were shootings
Yep.
a lot, and you tend to hear
I
you
mean,
hear
like
them.
pow, pow, pow,
Yeah.
pow, like in succession.
It's hard to tell the difference sometimes, right? And even though like
Depending on the
Yeah.
time of the day, you could probably, draw a conclusion. Oh, no,
Conclusion.
that's spark. That sounds
Yeah.
spark. That is some fireworks or whatever. And other times you'd be like, no. That's definitely got some gunshots.
yeah. And then the thing is, shooting season when it gets hot, it gets
Right.
hot out, and then
Exactly.
fireworks seasons when it gets hot, it
Which
gets
is
hot
crazy
out.
to me because ain't a gun hot. I don't want to be around nothing hot unless it's food. Honest, in the summertime, and even then, I still need a very refreshing, cool beverage to wash it down.
I'm sure they got a drink.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they
You
They
know,
thirsty after they shot up all them people.
Some hard.
God, lamb, that's
Yeah.
wow! It is hot. All this gun residue and all of this excitement.
this-
Need me
all
a
this
beer.
gunpowder.
not to downplay what happened out there, but they've the video from Chief Keith last year when they were doing fireworks in front of his house.
Yeah.
So the video has like come back online, is like going being spread again, or it's trending again or whatever. When he like almost blew up his house
Yeah.
last year with the fireworks,
Yep.
and the way they were running for cover, it looked like gun,
Like,
it looked
yep,
like
yep,
gunfire.
That's
Yep.
there's
Yeah.
not a lot of difference. I mean, when
Right,
people.
so I'm imagining that the scene would have been, kind of similar last night. With,
I mean
with all that.
that's for one reason. I think the way they doing fireworks on these streets, bro, is so
Yeah.
inconsiderate. One
Yeah.
is a safety issue.
Yep.
Like there was a van that caught on fire on my street last year.
Oh.
With somebody with fireworks or whatever, right? They're not trained for them. And then you have shootings. You have shootings that need to be investigated.
Yep.
And this stuff just confuses it. Like I don't know, bro. Like there's no consideration of
At
any
all.
sort when
No,
it
no,
comes
no,
to these
no.
things,
Yeah.
bro. And honestly,
Who was I talking to? Oh, about the meme today that I shared. Like, don't save none for tomorrow or next week. Finish them all
Yeah.
tonight.
yeah, you got
Yeah.
it's 4th of
Finish
July
them up.
one day.
Yes.
It's 4th of
Yeah.
July.
Finish, but run them up.
Shit.
Run
Yeah,
it out.
yeah, yeah.
Run them up.
Even
Do all of
Juneteenth.
it.
You get Juneteenth too. Do
Fine.
that. Yeah.
You guys want to go to 5 o'clock in the morning? It's ignorant, but nah.
I
Yeah.
don't really understand why black folks still celebrating the 4th of July.
I just
Oh.
so can we?
Yo, the views of Brock Stone Tristan
Thank
do
you
not,
very much for
are
the
not
display.
reflected by Spark
We're gonna have to get that recorded and put that in as a drop to the view submitted here or not. So can we define celebration? What is celebrating it? When you celebrate something, what does that mean?
It depends on who you are. Like, so some people.
Celebrate.
Yeah.
Am
How
I
d-
celebrating 4th of July or am I celebrating a Tuesday?
Right.
Yeah, like how is it?
Yeah.
Is it just to happen to be the name
It's
of
just
this
a day
Tuesday?
off
It was
of work.
You wear a full
Yeah.
denim suit made out of the American flag and you eat meat.
What do people say? They were celebrating happy 14 days after Juneteenth. That's what I was seeing it for. Yeah.
I mean, you know, like, I don't know. Like, when people, like, I seen all the memes and I know the connotation behind the July and Juneteenth and all the things, right? But then I just don't understand. Like, am I celebrating because I do go to the cookout and I wear red, white, and blue?
So, all right. We can do two things at the same time, bro. Like, I think like, you can celebrate the country that you live in, right? Good or bad. Like, I would rather live here than a lot of places.
Yes.
Right? Including the places that my parents
Right now.
And a lot, right? But there's definitely a bad history, right? And that's why we do have Juneteenth. But I don't see. I get not wanting to celebrate the 4th of July, but then I also understand it. So that's why I would never, like, diminish it. You know what I mean? Because there are a lot of traditions that, like, I care about. Like,
I don't even know if it's something that I care to celebrate, except that it, like, if I'm going to, let's take, for instance, Mellow Yellow is this weekend. Like, I don't know if I am celebrating togetherness or if I'm going on the boat ride. Bro, because it's fun.
You're celebrating the ability to, like, you know, walk out the street without getting, like, robbed by, like,
it's just about your intention.
Yeah, like,
I mean, I'm going to this cookout. I'm not going to the cookout with America in mind.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to celebrate
But that's what
America.
I was gonna say. Black people just want to eat and be together.
Yeah.
It's one of the few times you can eat a glizzy without feeling bad.
Right,
exactly.
Right, but this is not only that, but, like,
everybody can come because they all have off. Like, guys, it was so ghetto. We had a grill on our fire escape yesterday.
Yes, I love it.
And I don't feel like that.
Work.
I don't feel like that's celebrating. I feel like y'all know that.
But that's like Thanksgiving. Some people get offended that black people celebrate Thanksgiving or that people celebrate Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
But we just want to eat
with our family.
with our family.
And we don't even
on the
eat
day
traditional
of.
Thanksgiving food. We don't even do it right. We
And
do it our own way.
We don't celebrate the pilgrims and
Exactly.
pagans and all that. We be
definitely
like,
ain't celebrating slavery.
yeah, we be like, thank you,
Pilgrims
Jesus, for our life and our family.
How many times on Thanksgiving have you thought about the Pilgrims
I never
or the Indians?
I mean,
Maybe
the
we
Native
should.
Americans.
Oh,
Yes,
so sorry.
they're native.
and
I don't
honestly,
think about it.
the founding of America is like, yo, let me just be the devil's advocate, the
Y'all
white
better be
people's
careful.
advocate
Better
here,
tread
right?
We don't
Like,
get in trouble.
yo, like, the founding of America is something that's significant, right? Like, it's
Yes.
a significant moment in history.
And that's why we praise Christopher Columbus for all the work that he did to discover this earth.
Praise him.
Views expressed by
Oh,
Miss Hot Sauce.
Christopher Columbus.
You're right. The raping of the children, the raping of the black folks.
But
and the
had he
slaving
not
and
had did that, Tristan, we wouldn't have been
be here right
discovered
now.
America. You would be living on a glacier in the middle of the little ocean.
Oh wow.
That's the history I know.
Had he not raped the
And given that we're not foundational black Americans, I don't even think we can have this conversation. I don't
That's
think
very
we're
true.
allowed to have this.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
we're not.
We're
not allowed.
Leave it alone.
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
Hello.
All right.
And there goes your history lesson from the good people over at Spark FM Online. Write that down. Put it in the books. What other happened yesterday was the Esplanade. First of all, we've got to stop here and pause for the cause, and we got to put I'm gonna cuss. If they ever send me another emergency MFing message, that if you in the area, don't go down to the. I'm not in the area. I shouldn't have received it.
You
Where's
got
the
GPS.
geo-tracking?
There's GPS on the phone, right?
Yes.
Like, you should know.
Why
But
should
that's
I
what
get this in Brockton and it's loud and it's disturbing? If I got a newborn, what am I supposed to do?
Don't use the Amber Alert signal for
Don't do
the
it.
Esplanade. Don't do
do
that.
it.
That's not nice.
Don't
Yo,
do it.
That's traumatizing.
See,
It
this
is
is
traumatizing.
when America gets out of hand.
Yes.
Y'all are using my personal mobile device to spread your propaganda.
Oh.
Don't tell me not to. Yes, it is.
That's what you got out of the warning advisory.
Absolutely. That loud warning. I was like, what is the second coming?
This show was
An Amber
slowly
Alert?
turning into Fox News.
An Amber Alert? Who's missing?
I know. I was looking to see
God
which
damn it.
child is missing. Ain't no damn child telling me to stay away from the Esplanade. I ain't down there.
And the missing child really is always like 300 miles away, like in Springfield.
Right.
I did not see the
Give
white
me the
camera.
Amber Alert for little Tamantha that's over here that's been missing since Tuesday.
Yeah.
After her after school program that
The
she didn't
warning
go
was kind of OD
man.
because it wasn't even like mandated. Like they were like, we just advised that you
Yeah.
don't be in the area. So
And it
What was the
just-
warning?
It was,
'cause it was
don't go
raining
down
when
to
we
the Esplanade.
Yeah.
Because it's
If
raining.
you're in the Esplanade, come out because it's
And they use the
raining.
Amber Alert
They
signal.
used
Yeah.
the Amber Alert
Yep.
signal for it.
Yep.
It was a gross use of
Because they
city
were-
street.
You see what Biden's doing to this country?
Oh,
I mean,
no.
him and Kamala, that old
Let's go
black
to the
woman.
story.
Kamala.
It ain't no stories. It's gonna show the
Oh,
fireworks.
that's gonna show.
Yeah, In Vogue was here yesterday singing, and a
Never
lot of
gonna
black
get it,
people.
never gonna get
It was
it,
at the
never
Esplanade?
gonna get
That
yeah,
was
they
at-
were at the Pops.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
That's
would have
pretty
gone
cool.
down there.
Woo woo, you wasn't gonna go. You wasn't gonna go just to see
I
In
don't
Vogue.
I don't believe in going
Because then
there.
you would have had to sit through all of this to her singing in this shiny dress.
I've been down there before one time.
See, now I feel like if I went down here, then y'all should be mad at me for celebrating the 4th of July. Make America great again. There they go.
Wow.
My love.
This year's performance featuring R&B and soul icons in Vogue.
Dance, y'all too.
So we're excited. Just ready to have some fun.
I hope they got their clam
These
chowder.
R&B queens thrilled to be belting out all their hits here in Boston alongside the legendary Pops.
That's dope.
Oh,
Yeah, that
dance
is
with
dope.
the Pops. Get it.
Free your mind, and the rest will follow. Ba-ba-da-ba-da.
We're grateful. We're grateful the skies are opening up and it's going to be a lot of fun tonight, and we just want to thank everyone for hanging out and staying so they can party with us.
Oh,
bless the United States of America.
America.
Duo Low Cash
America.
also helping celebrate America's birthday.
Who's these people?
Who's that, Garth Brooks?
America.
Pair taking in a Sox game during the
No.
day.
Garth Brooks.
It's not Garth Brooks.
Miley Cyrus' daddy.
Were more than
It's not Miley Cyrus' daddy.
That is not
Billy Cyrus.
Bring some energy tonight. We're gonna get up there and work the stage a
Who is
little
y'all?
bit, get everybody's hands up.
Put their name on. Put their
Yeah,
name
we
on.
might crowd surf a little bit. Maybe the first crowd surfers with an orchestra.
This year's program put together to highlight the diversity of America,
Oh,
including the 25th anniversary of the musical Ragtime.
oh wow. I don't know if Ragtime was what we could watch back in the day.
People coming together. It's about understanding different ethnicities, people who are not like you, and instead of being afraid of them, learning from them so that we can all grow.
Just shucking and jiving.
Oh my God! Listen, all right.
Broadway lead
Jesus
Lady
Christ.
Gaga Gonzalez performing classics from Lin-Manuel Miranda's musicals.
No, this was nice, man.
This is dope,
This is
yeah.
celebrating 4th of July, man. Like,
And that's why I wasn't out there.
Yeah,
Because my
'cause-
people was not free.
nah, my
I'm gonna
people
tell
was
y'all
not.
why I'm mad in a
Conductor
minute.
John
All
Williams
right,
also
I'll tell
honored
y'all
with
why.
some of
You
his
wanted to see
iconic
them.
police
You wanted to
scores.
see Ragtime.
Oh, this is 7 minutes long. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yes.
nah,
US
done that.
military
Done
is
that. Done
always
that.
featured.
So this is why I'm mad.
Tell
Yeah.
us.
Because black people don't know shit. And they always spreading shit.
Now how my name get brought up?
That's why.
So how did what?
So I'm gonna say I was with one of my friends yesterday. We was trying to think about what we was gonna do, and I was like, let's go down to the people place because that's where everybody else gonna go. And it was like, bro, it's raining. They canceled. They shut that down.
That they didn't shut that down.
Yeah. That they had in vogue.
Why the black folks always gotta say something they don't know nothing about?
Oh no, it's raining. That's canceled. That's canceled.
Yeah, that's
How much
canceled.
money they put into that? That's on you. I don't know why you would believe.
Exactly.
You got to do your research.
You didn't get the alert.
That's my
The Pop's been playing the promenade since 1776.
Before
You think
we
they
was
gonna
free.
stop for a little rain? Yo.
They was even doing that before the black people was free. Okay, that's why we don't go down there.
That's dope though.
That is cool.
And that's what it's about.
I've
That's
been
really
out-
what it's about.
I have been out there one year. Have you guys ever been on the Esplanade?
I've done
or
like when I was
Charles River?
younger. I think we did it a couple times.
I think
Like
we tried.
But the thing is, the apartment that I grew up in, we lived close enough to see the fireworks from there.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like
Yep.
never really had to go. But
You was.
You know?
Oh, you was.
if East Lennox counts as fancy, then yeah, hell yeah.
Sumner Tunnel shut down. What to know about traffic impacts because that starts today That starts today. So a new phase of the $160 million Sumner Tunnel restoration begins today, Wednesday, July 5th. The nearly 100-year-old tunnel will be closed every day for about 2 months starting Wednesday. The Sumner is one of 4 ways into the city, and it's the main connection for East Boston and Logan Airport. So the disruption will be significant. Here's what you'll need to know about the closure. How long will the closure last? It will go from July 5th to August 31st. It will then be closed most weekends for the fall and winter. In the summer of 2024, another full closure is planned. I forgot about that.
So how are you going to get to the airport? You got to drive through East Boston now. You got to
They suggest that you take the T.
Oh, with my
suitcase?
I'm supposed to carry touch my.
Why she clutch your pearls?
I feel her though. I have
This is blasphemy.
Yeah, I feel her.
I've done it before. It's not that bad.
You mean my suitcase got to touch?
So I don't need to hire somebody to come and help me pull my bag.
Exactly.
Not the T. Here's the clip from the.
I feel you though. I feel you.
Here's your information, people.
To have a major impact on travel to East Boston and Logan. WBZ's Nick Giovanni joins us live in East Boston this morning as the city prepares for the shutdown. Good morning, Nick.
Here we go, Courtney. This is it, the last day that we're actually going to see cars going in and out of the Sumner until the end of August. Not many going right now at this point here at this hour. Mass DOT planning, though, to shut it down at 12:01 tomorrow morning, to be precise. Cue domino effect at that point. Heavy congestion anticipated in the Ted Williams Tunnel and on the Tobin Bridge because of everyone having to be rerouted. Massport warning, you prepare for an extra 2 hours of travel time going to and from the airport, while crews work on the ceiling, road, walls, and lights in a nearly century-old Sumner. Transportation officials trying to encourage commuters to ditch the drive, as they've been saying, presenting a few alternatives, starting with free travel on the Blue Line, $2 parking at all MBTA lots along that line. East Boston Ferry is going to be free, and tolls are going to be discounted on the Tobin and through the Ted Williams Tunnel if you're registered in the resident discount program. All of this expected to be the case until August 31st. Live in East Boston, Nick Giovanni, WBZ News.
All right, thank you, Nick. Make sure you stick with CBS News Boston.
Yeah, that's not going to be.
Yeah.
A couple times I tried to avoid, like, go the long way from the airport.
Yeah.
And it takes like 2 hours.
So
I mean, the Ted Williams Tunnel is still open and available, but
how do you get-
all the traffic is going to be there, so that's why it's going to be extra.
That's going to be crazy.
That's going to be nuts.
Yep. So interesting facts. The Sumner Tunnel opened in 1934, June 30th of 1934. It was originally a two-way road that carried traffic in both directions until the opening of the parallel Callahan Tunnel in 1961. Callahan Tunnel is closed now, right? That's been replaced by the Ted Williams.
Yeah.
The tunnel is 8,448 feet long, of which approximately 3,960 feet are underwater.
Yeah, they probably should fix that up. 1934. That's a.
Yeah.
I would rather get a little.
I'm scared of
people just don't travel this summer.
I'm scared of the underwater part, because what if they down there fixing it and then it crashes in like that Sylvester Stallone movie?
Oh, what was that called? The tunnel.
Tunnel movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just floating in the water. I
No.
think it's like underneath the ground, underneath the water.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
You know?
I ain't a civil engineer.
I just don't understand why everything in Boston is old.
Because we are a historical city.
Historical.
Huh?
They're trying to preserve the history of Boston.
That was the first.
I'm from here.
Oh, wow. They said it may be tough to find a taxi or rideshare to the airport this summer. Some drivers tell WBZ they might stay away from Logan altogether. What transit alternatives will be available?
Amtrak will always be there, guys.
You can
I
get
live by Amtrak.
Y'all better go to the TF Green.
What the hell?
That's the airport out there in Rhode Island.
You can still get to the airport by taking Reservation Road. That's the name of the road.
Not reservation. It's not reservation.
It's not. That's not it.
The bypass.
The bypass
road.
I'm about to cancel
Bypass.
all my work travel.
Bypass road. That's
How do I get on the ferry?
What ferry?
There's an East Boston ferry will be free during the tunnel closure.
I don't know where you get on that.
Can I drive my car on it?
In the harbor.
The harbor. That's how you get on
You get it. You get on that. You get on the ferries.
You're gonna put
over
your car
there.
on the ferry and drive to
You can get to East Boston by the harbor though. They have the ferries there.
Take me across the bridge so I can finish driving to the airport.
I didn't even think about it. Where I'm going with the car. I'm going to park it at the airport so when I get back.
You can take the ferry back over.
That way I don't have to wait for a ride after
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
All summer long, Miss Latoya. Latoya said how long is the repair for?
It's for 2 months.
Yep. 2 months long.
It's until August 31st.
Yeah.
That is not. Oh
That's crazy.
I hope they move it faster.
Ah, man, that is funny. Made my eye twitch.
I'm just gonna be driving to Florida this summer. That's
And
what I'm
then, remember the missing Massachusetts woman that we were talking about, and she was lost, and the people there was not but it made national news or something about her. She was found. She was stuck in some mud for several days.
Okay.
That's not right.
Emma Tutsky, 31, was located.
Okay.
Oh, my lashes is crying out.
It's not. She's alive, so we can laugh. Emma Tuxbury, 21, was located on the evening of Monday, July 3rd, in the Borderlands State Park, several miles from her home in Stoughton. Hikers told police in Easton that they had heard a woman screaming. Screaming for help in a swamp-like area, but were not able to reach her. The officers came to the park around 6 p.m. and could also hear her screams. 3 officers waded through the swampy area until they found her about 50 feet from solid land. Using all-terrain vehicles, they freed her from the mud. Emma was conscious and alert, and she was taken by ambulance to a local hospital for observation. She was reported missing by her family on June 26, and the search had involved several public safety agencies. It doesn't give me an information about
how was she stuck in the mud?
Like what?
People should just stop hiking.
What kind of? She wasn't hiking. I think she just went out.
She
for
just
a
went
walk
out
and got stuck in the mud.
Just got stuck in.
So was it quicksand type mud? Like what kind of mud?
This story don't make sense to me.
And she was just standing
there,
up for 5 days, just in the mud, screaming.
I mean,
for how many
people
hours?
spend a lot of money for mud baths, so.
I mean,
true.
Touche.
She probably got really good skin right now.
Was she stuck? She was standing in the mud, or was she in a car stuck in the mud?
That's the thing. When people are missing and they are found, I'm not sure why more detail about where they were found out when you put out such a big whatcha about where she is. Like, what happened?
The people must know.
Within the last hour, Easton Police notified us that Emma was located alive in Borderlands State Park. Emma was found by hikers passing by. She was so same thing. Involved search. Nothing about anything.
The hiker heard a woman scream for help. Swampy area. They
couldn't
used
get
ATVs
to her.
Saw the missing woman, but couldn't see her. Saw the missing woman, but couldn't see her. That's
so they
what
called the police. Yeah.
So
and
they
then the police
waded
came.
into the swampy water. They found her about 50 feet from the shore and carried her back to land.
Yes.
So yeah, she was in there standing.
What was she eating? What was she doing?
For several days.
Swampy area.
Okay. All right. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
See, somebody said, I'm confused as to how she survived with no water. I mean, it was probably
There's water in mud.
It was just, she didn't have time to boil it.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, geez. Okay, and that is our
slow news week.
It's very slow news week. Besides all of the fun things that's been going on.
We were talking about fireworks this morning.
Fireworks cause fire that displaced family in Chelsea. That's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, that could happen. Either you said a van blew up in got caught on fire last year. It's bound to happen. Those things you can't tell where
There
they
should
go.
be a law against having fireworks.
There is.
Oh, okay.
It's illegal.
Seriously, I know. You have to drive up to New Hampshire to get them. What I don't understand though is that there's billboards in Massachusetts advertising go to New Hampshire to get fireworks. Yes.
Because they don't care. They don't care about our sleep. They don't care about our peace.
No, because they're not gonna do that in New Hampshire.
Wow.
Thought she was taking a little fentanyl.
Pretty much.
Let's go to a quick break and we'll be right back after a few moments with our national, world, and entertainment news.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz. Turn it on. Turn it up.
This is SparkFMOnline.com.
Production, sights you to their annual International Togetherness Boat Ride. Tell me about work in the morning, unless we're talking hard work. Wine and jam on Saturday, July 15th. Boarding time is at 7 p.m. Departure time is at 8 p.m. sharp. It's all taking place at 70 Rose Wall. That's the Seaport District in Boston. Aboard the MV Freedom. Tickets are only $60 in advance and $70 the day of the event. Your DJs on board: Mastermind, Vital Rhythm, Sergio, Alfredito, Idrin, HMP out of New York City. Special performances by a group from Honduras. Turbo Rhythm section of the Trinidad. Light dinner's gonna be included. It's a 21 plus event and proper ID is required. Come dress to impress in your mellow yellow attire. Tickets are available on eventbrite.com. For more information, contact 617-719-3972 or 617-980-4729. Unice Productions invites you to their annual International Togetherness Boat Ride. Look at how it
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
Attention, gentlemen. Are you looking for a suit that will make you look sharp and feel confident? Look no further than Allen's Formal Wear, a Boston legacy business. Our expert staff will help you find the perfect suit for any occasion. With the wide selection of colors, styles, and sizes, we have something for everyone. And the best part, our affordable prices won't break the bank. So why settle for a mediocre suit when you can stand out in Allen's Formal Wear? Visit us today at 594 Blue Hill Ave, Dorchester, or allensformalwear.com to book an appointment. Visit us today at 594 Blue Hill Ave, Dorchester, or Allens, ALLANS, formalwear.com to book an appointment. Allen's Formal Wear. We are dressing you for success.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM.
Come on.
Spark FM.
Y'all, sugar man be ballin'. These chicks pigeon toed. Some of them be crawling.
Spark FM.
Oh gosh, it's me again.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
Massachusetts, are you ready for the biggest food day event of the year? It's the 10th annual
Tony and Rockstone Triz.
Not the Mac hit. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We are back. Miss Tony with the national and world news. What's going on?
Oh, there's so many things. I'm just going to speed through them and not really. I'm going to read the first paragraph of everything, but not getting all into it. Unless y'all want to discuss, which I know you will. World registers hottest day ever recorded on July 3rd. We briefly touched on that. Yesterday was very hot. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Monday in the world.
Was the hottest day.
In the world.
That was the hottest day?
In the world, not just here. In the
The hottest average temperature.
Yes.
So this year's El Nino, and that's going to cause us to have between next year and this year some of the hottest temperatures ever recorded on Earth.
Because I think El Nino is supposed to cool things down.
No,
right?
El Nino, that's
whatever they have right now.
La Nina.
Yeah.
El Nina is what cools things down.
Yeah.
Right now is what heats everything up. So for the next 2 years, it's going to be some of the hottest temperatures recorded on Earth.
Oh, great.
Global warming's a
right
hoax.
now. If you guys see, Texas is having temperatures of over 115 and stuff like that.
That sounds very stupid.
So it says Monday, July 3rd was the hottest day ever recorded globally, according to data from the U.S. National Centers for Environmental Prediction. The average global temperature reached 17.01 degrees Celsius, which is 62.62 Fahrenheit, surpassing the August 2016 record of 16.92. As heat waves sizzle around the world. It only says 62 degrees, though. So
that's average.
The average?
Average.
Okay.
Average.
The southern U.S. has been suffering under an intense heat dome in recent weeks. In China, and enduring heat wave continued with temperatures above 95 degrees. North Africa has seen temperatures of 122 degrees.
That sounds like a very, very low average, though, for me to be the hottest day of the year.
So it's like if you're in
Africa,
it's 62
is the average.
But you got to think that
the coldest places in the world.
Oh, because we're still the cold, like Antarctica.
Well, you have Antarctica.
Yeah. So they was hot too. They probably got up to about 60.
No.
Yeah.
And Antarctica, who's currently in winter, was hot at 47.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
So every place had a higher temperature than average.
You gotta think the average temperature for Alaska. I mean, for Antarctica. What's the average temperature? I'm sure it's like probably 20 degrees.
Enough to keep everything frozen.
Yeah.
So if it ain't, then it's a problem.
And this is winter for them too, so that's another thing. So 47 degrees is probably hot for them.
Average temperature in Antarctica is negative 18 degrees.
Okay. We can have that average. That's about accurate.
Do people live there?
Why?
Temperatures may reach 46 degrees Fahrenheit in the Austral summer. I don't know if we're
so if it be in winter and it be in 47, they was sweating. Shit.
Negative 18.
Negative 18.
Is the average?
Why would you live there? Why would you live there?
Nobody.
Why would you live
Nobody
in
lives
in the 147?
Nobody lives in Antarctica.
Nobody lives there, right?
No, they just do like research and stuff.
Dogs
like that.
and fish.
Yeah, a little bit of penguin.
Yes,
a little bit of penguin. Meta looks to target Twitter with a rival app called Threads. Are y'all gonna be
it's
Twitter
the other
on
one
Threads?
now. It's called Spill.
Yeah.
Spill is the new thing. Everybody's going over to Spill. Black Twitter has gone over to Spill. It's a new Twitter-like app created by the founder, some of the technicians of Twitter, and they are now going crazy with the Spill app.
Okay. And I think there's one created by the founder of Twitter.
But it was Threads, and now it's in a day it's Spills.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
There are two separate apps.
Yeah. It says a listing for the app called Threads appeared on Apple's App Store, indicating it would debut as early as Thursday. It is billed as a text-based conversation app that is linked to Instagram, with the listing teasing a Twitter-like microblogging experience. Threads is where communities come together to discuss everything from the topics you care about today to what will be trending tomorrow, it said. But y'all saying it's Spill and not Thread.
Because I never even heard of Thread until right now, and now I'm probably gonna my universe algorithm.
Thread is coming on Thursday.
Oh,
it says Instagram users will be able to keep their usernames and follow the same accounts on the new app, according to screenshots displayed on the App Store listing.
Wait, it's provided by Meta?
It's by Meta.
I don't want it.
Meta declined to comment.
People say that, but they gonna use it.
I don't want it. I'm tired of Meta. I wish I could get rid of Meta because I think that Meta is stupid.
Yeah, but
Meta is everything now, though.
Instagram, Facebook.
It is, and that's why they all suck, except for WhatsApp.
It's not as bad as Twitter.
They took my damn page.
Who?
Haters.
Meta.
Haters.
Again?
Oh, she's
no,
little self.
all of them. They took our sauce page. They took my Henny. They took everything.
Oh my
everything.
Nah, but it's probably gonna be much better than whatever Elon Musk is doing to Twitter.
Elon Musty.
Elon Musty. His name needs to be Must. Elon Musk.
Yes.
I don't like him. Elon Musk, go away. Michigan pronouns law declared an abomination by Judge Joe Brown.
I bet you one thing's gonna happen, that the Supreme Court is going to be they are in like pigs and shit right now. All of the privileges, everything that we've worked so hard for all of these years, they are single-handedly like F y'all.
Well,
don't Judge Joe Brown do crack?
What?
It's not that same Judge Joe Brown.
It is.
It is that Judge Joe Brown?
It is that Judge Joe Brown.
Oh,
but that's
Jesus.
not Judge Joe Brown. You're talking about the other one.
Oh, okay. All right.
The other one is a former crackhead. Michigan's recent bill making it a felony for people to harass.
Mathis.
Yes. Judge Mathis,
There
yes.
you go.
Make it a felony for people to harass or intimidate someone by misgendering them and using the wrong pronouns has sparked controversy in the state, with former judge and television personality Judge Joe Brown calling the measure an abomination. The new measure, House Bill 4474, is part of the package of legislation that would replace Michigan's existing Ethnic Intimidation Act and make it a hate crime to cause someone to feel terrorized, frightened, or threatened with words. It expands the existing law to cover sex, sexual orientation, age, gender identity, or expression, and physical and mental disability. Religion, ethnicity, and race were already included in the previous legislation and will still be covered under the new law. Michigan has recently been pushing reforms and new measures that would expand the protection of LGBTQ plus rights in the state, going against a nationwide trend that has seen other states moving to limit rights for transgender youth. So this law is saying that if you identify as he and I call you a she, I can be fined for it up to $10,000.
I don't think so.
That's too much.
Is that what it is?
Nothing like that will pass scrutiny because you have the First Amendment. So I'm assuming that it's wrapped up into hate crime laws, which means that like the term
Like if you do it on
intimidation,
purpose.
things like that, like hate, actual hate crime.
Yeah,
That's
because
yeah.
I feel like
intimidate or harass someone.
I don't think misgendering somebody will, because I read that when you're reading that, I'm like, a felony, that's crazy. But I feel like whoever wrote this is trying to make it sound like it's worse than it is.
Because I find it hard to believe that you would automatically feel that people should automatically know what a pronoun is.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Because there are some people that literally identify as a woman who present as men, and that's not on me.
Right.
I don't feel like that should be on me to have to figure out. Now, if you tell me, hey, my pronouns are she, her, me, no, she, her. And you continuously call me a he or they or anything like that, I feel like that's when it crosses the line of being harassing.
Or even that, I think. Even that will be, I think, protected by First Amendment laws, right? But I think that if we push it a little further, like creating a hostile work environment for somebody who has, a certain gender identity, and they're at work and you're constantly misgendering them, and all their coworkers are doing it, and you're making it a hostile work environment. I think that may be an issue.
Mean.
Yeah,
that's bullying.
You know, or preventing somebody from doing something based on their gender identity.
So while we're on this subject, last week the Supreme Court passed that there's no discrimination laws against with that freedom of speech thing about the lady who didn't want to design the website.
Oh, that was crazy.
Which is crazy to me, because why she just didn't say, I'm busy, I can't do it. Why you had to sue?
But you know what's funny about that?
So if they don't know, tell us the story.
Okay, so it is related to this.
Yes.
So the Supreme Court.
And what state was that in?
That was in
one of them
North
flyover
Carolina.
states. No, it was like Minnesota. I don't even know. One of them flyover states. Right. This lady. So essentially, the ruling is that if you run a website, you can deny if you run a website like that makes announcements for weddings or whatever like that,
or
right?
any services,
or any
right?
service, you pretty much you can deny that service if it goes against your religious belief, which primarily meant if a gay wedding needed an announcement, you could deny that because it's a gay wedding. The funny part about this, it was all hypothetical, because the person that brought the suit doesn't build websites, doesn't have a website. It was just a question.
Are you serious?
Like, yeah, and it's crazy because when you take things to the Supreme Court or courts, you need to show that like there's a harm to somebody or like there's a harm to you. But this is all hypothetical.
That's a mess.
So it's strange that the Supreme Court would take that case.
You say it's strange, but it's not strange given the makeup of the Supreme Court. So in a 6-3 decision, 301 Creative LLC versus Elinas, the court's conservatives ruled that Colorado website designer Lori Smith has a First Amendment right to refuse to design wedding websites for same-sex couples, despite the state's law barring discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation, among other factors. The court agreed with Smith and her lawyers at the Alliance Defending Freedom that the state cannot compel Smith to express a view she opposes via a website she has created.
That she didn't create.
That she never created.
It never happened.
So people like her, like the lady, what nobody want to punch her?
Everybody wants to punch her.
I mean, I guess I get it, but then it's a slippery slope. Like, this is why you don't.
Like, I get it, but why does it have to be something that you have to take to that level? If you don't want to do it for your business, can't you just say, I'm busy.
Right.
I don't have the bandwidth to complete it something like that?
At this point, it feels very similar to like, I feel like, I don't like comparing like LGBTQ issues necessarily with racial issues, right? Because I think that, so there's some differences there, but at this point, you can't ignore the similarities. It's like, at this point, people are just creating laws really just to F with gay people, right? And people on this on the LGBTQ spectrum, right?
But why?
Because it's the cool thing to do now, I guess. I don't know. Like, it seems kind of weird, bro.
Listen. My man Roland Martin's telling y'all. He's been telling y'all black folks, y'all ignorant black folks, that these Republicans is preparing. They're bringing us all back. They lining everything up to take everything backwards. And if we don't get our shit together, everything gonna go backwards.
Yeah. And the LGBTQ, like, it's an easy target because people don't like to correlate race with LGBTQ.
Yeah.
For instance, a lot of people, right? So you can create these draconian laws that affect gay people, right? But they're broad. Their intent is broad. So you can take those laws and you can apply it eventually to like any other group.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? So
let's pause there. In a second ruling by the Supreme Court, we had affirmative action that was repelled. What's the word?
Repealed,
taken or whatever. Taken off. Yeah. Tell us a little bit more about that too.
All right, so
because you've been in a worldwide spiral.
Out of everything, yo, this is the thing that bothers me the most, yo. Because I feel like I said this on Facebook. I felt like somebody went on Harvard's campus or whatever, saw a couple of black people, and was like, yo, these people don't belong here. I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure there's even less black people on these campuses.
Wasn't this all came about from like there was an Asian group or something like that
they were co-opted into it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how much, like, this has always been kind of like a conservative message, right? That affirmative action is not good. Okay. Right? They would have different reasons why it's not good. One would be like, black people don't, like, early on is like, black people are too stupid to have these positions, so they don't belong, right? And then it evolved into, well, affirmative actions harming Asian people, right? Or other exceptional minority groups.
Okay.
So I think what ended up happening, like we said before, like, they kind of have these poison pills. Like, when it comes to LGBTQ issues, right? It's a way of kind of like creating a coalition around these laws that will keep everybody away from having the freedom that they deserve, right? With the affirmative action, the Asians, whatever, they were able to convince some conservative Asians that black people are harming them through affirmative action.
Oh my!
Right?
Yeah, we're taking away from some of this.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense when you look at the numbers, really. So essentially,
5%. Yeah.
So Harvard, for instance, Harvard has about 5%, 6% of their population is African American, right? In general, Harvard has a 4% acceptance rate, right? This year alone, almost 1 in 3 accepted applicants were Asian, right? So I don't know if you guys are following those numbers, but to me, that doesn't sound like black people harming anybody.
It don't sound like it all. Somebody said Asian groups led by a white man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's not all Asians, right? Like some Asians are counted in affirmative action numbers, right? Absolutely. So you have Cambodians,
Asians,
Vietnamese,
Indians,
right? Like not every Asian knows freaking theoretical physics at 2, right? You know, like there's groups that need these programs. So essentially, elections have consequences. Right, we have a majority conservative court.
We have a 6-3 which is insane.
Crazy.
What I don't understand.
Yeah.
Is why is it able to be like that? Yeah. Like why is that legal for you to have a majority of something like a Supreme Court? I feel like that should be bipartisan as frig.
Yeah.
Like there should be nobody that holds any ties to anything. If you super Christian, you cannot be here.
Well, it used to be
when the Republicans took charge of the whatever, then they were able to bring in their people, right?
Yeah. So I think George H.W. Bush appointed Clarence Thomas,
which was this
I think either him or Reagan.
It was Reagan.
It was Reagan.
It was Reagan. Yeah.
So, but the thing is, at that point, with how the court was like how Supreme Court justices were appointed, there was some bipartisan shit. There were certain things that you couldn't. Like, affirmative action was kind of off the books for changing. Like, Roe v. Wade was off the books for changing. Like, you would ask either a Republican appointee or
things. Things like that. I'm all into all of the things that I read. Why can't you codify some of those Supreme Court rulings from back in the days that you eliminate the way that these other people could come in and start changing things
so
around.
this is complicated. This is a complicated, not really complicated, but it's over time it's gotten harder and harder for laws to be passed. So you either pass a law or you take it to the court and the court deems it either constitutional, an idea either constitutional or not constitutional, right? So we've depended a lot on court rulings, which has given the court a lot of power because the legislature, the Senate, and the House have really been hamstrung. They haven't really been able to really draft anything significant due to like politics, due to the way our politics are unfolding, right? So there's, one thing I like about Biden is that he's been trying to push for some of that bipartisan legislation, but until we get our laws up to par, we're always going to have to depend on the Supreme Court to make decisions for us. And as we see, the Supreme Court can be entirely biased. Right.
It is entirely. At this point, I don't trust the Supreme Court to be able to rule on anything at all that would make sense to anybody besides the people, those 6 people and their followers.
So another part of the issue, what we're seeing now, so somebody like Clarence Thomas.
Yes. He replaced Thurgood Marshall.
He replaced that's the crazy part.
That's the craziest
terrible
part.
work.
That's the crazy part about it.
Nasty work that they.
But the thing is with Clarence Thomas was always kind of like fringe. His ideas, like he would his decisions would always be kind of crazy. Like he was always against affirmative action. He was always against, well, not always, not his whole life.
They find him.
Yeah.
He came from affirmative action.
Yeah. He actually
got to where he is now based on affirmative action, only to be shut up there.
Uncle Thomas.
So he got into Yale Law School due to affirmative action, right?
Yeah.
He felt the type of way about that. So Clarence Thomas, I'm trying not to do a whole lesson on him or whatever, right? But he used to be a very left-leaning. He was very pro-black at one point.
Oh.
He got into Yale based on...
Exactly, like what happened?
He got into...
Exactly. I'm with
he got into Yale Law School through affirmative action, and then after that, he didn't really get any jobs. Things that he wanted really didn't come true through, and he blamed affirmative action on that. He thought that people saw him as an affirmative action case, and they didn't respect that. Right. Not only that, he was kind of corny.
He didn't realize it's just because he's just black.
Well, the thing is, a lot of black people that. Yeah.
You wouldn't have got the job because you're just not top pick. Like that is nothing to.
And he doesn't. I wouldn't have.
Weird guy.
I don't care where he came from. If I seen him, I wouldn't have picked him to do anything for me either.
Dave Chappelle said that some people have brittle spirits.
And when did he marry this woman that he's married to?
Mommy.
After a shift, he shifted into more right-leaning politics. He started to really enjoy the praise he was getting from white people because he would say certain things that they would like.
Oh, he's the little whack-ass kid at school who didn't have no friends and was bullied all the time, and then the black girls didn't like him. So then he found a white woman, and that's when he started to excel, and then he blamed everything in his life based on black people and mostly black women.
Yeah. He's traumatized.
He the black boy. He the black boy that when the teacher came and patted him on the head, he felt special.
So over a decade on the Supreme Court, he never said anything. He was literally a token pick. Like he never spoke during arguments. Like I remember the first.
He got a little juntos, and he wanted.
It's his court now. It's his court now. A lot of the new Supreme Court justices that came in are from his school of thought. So now, like he goes from the fringe to the mainstream now, and this is why you're seeing him. It's a shame that a black justice is the reason why all this is happening.
It's also a shame that I watch so many movies of people being disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand how come there ain't nobody. It's 2023.
do a
Nobody
movie
can
on,
do anything to disappear certain people.
It don't work that way.
Discuss that on air.
It don't work that way. It don't.
Disappear them.
Like vacation.
Like how come Clarence Thomas didn't say, you know what? I'll take a little dip in the submersible.
Nah, it don't work that way.
He don't got
the thing is,
$250,000.
it don't work that. And thank God it don't work that way, because if it can happen to people we disagree with, it can happen to people we agree with.
I mean, it happens to people we agree with all the time. That's my thing. My thing is that all the people that they have disagreed with in the history have stopped by some type of means.
Yeah.
But when it comes to their people, it's never that. Again, I'm not saying that this is what I want the Democrats to do, but I do feel like we are soft as Democrats. And I'm not saying like we don't get things done. That's not what I'm saying. We do things by the book. Yeah, but they do it a little bit aggressively, which helps to grow their base, because their base is like
fan base,
their fan base is like, look at them go, regardless of wrong or right, they're like, let's go. And while we're like, yes, we're playing by the books, we're gonna get this done right.
So I'll say this: Republicans have only let's go to presidential elections. Republicans have only won the popular vote once in the past in over 30 years.
And that was with George.
That was George W. Bush's second term, because he lost the popular vote his first term, right? Republicans don't have the population that the Democrats do, right? Like, we have the advantage. Our politics tend to be more popular, right? It's just that and this is what we talk about when we talk about like privilege and advantage for one race from another, right? They have constitutionally baked in advantages that help them, even though they don't have the numbers. But I would say this: I think that when you look at people like Nancy Pelosi, who they hate, you look at Joe Biden, you look at the governor out in California, Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Right?
Yeah,
we have a lot of really talented politicians.
Is he running for president?
No, but no.
Yeah, but those are the ones that they don't really, those are the ones that they're fighting.
Yeah, they are. But I'll say this: if you talk to a Republican, a staunch Republican, they'll say the same thing about their party. Be like, oh, we get our butts kicked by Democrats all the time, right? So you see that we got to pay more attention.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we got to pay more attention. We got to vote, because we do have the advantage.
Yeah,
we just need to be able.
Republicans to me, I'm not to cut you off, but Republicans to me are much more strategic. They know what they want, and they're going for it.
And they're louder about it. Yeah.
And they're getting everybody on board, no matter what.
It's a very cult-like base that it doesn't matter what they say. They stick to them. And then the more they push, the more they grow, which is very interesting to me.
But we wouldn't even be having, and I don't want to push back too hard. I don't want to push. I mean, I want to.
Independent.
I'm changing my actual thing to independent because I don't.
On enrolled.
Yes.
I'm on enrolled too, but I tend to vote.
So it's even doing that to us is a detriment, because it's taken away from the Democrat Party.
Well, not in Massachusetts.
No,
not in
you
Massachusetts.
can still. I mean, we're blue as hell.
And then you can vote in any
I'm
primary.
talking about in general. When black people say they're independent, it's taken away from any movement that we're trying to do.
But I can still.
It's counterproductive.
No, I can still vote. I can still vote Democrat.
No, there's many of them that won't. There's a lot. What's his name? That Cornel West is running as an independent. There's so many. That's going to take away from the black vote. That should be going to the Democrats, because the independent party isn't going to do anything. Yeah. So him even running is a detriment to the Democratic
but Cornel
Party
West
right
wasn't going to win
if
he ran for a Democrat either.
Still, there's a lot of black people that will vote for that man. And it's going to take away from our vote.
Rockstone has a point. I would say we wouldn't even be having this conversation. I think somebody's calling. I think we wouldn't even be having this conversation if Hillary won.
That's true.
She called it. She said, if you guys end up voting for this man, he will do whatever he can to put the people in place that will strip us of our rights.
Yep.
And we literally have seen that. We have seen that happen.
Dee said you don't have to be a Democrat just because you're black. I'm not saying that at all.
You know what? You listen.
You could be whatever party you please, because I understand some black Republicans, because I understand their thoughts when it comes to business.
Yeah.
But when it comes to what we're dealing with right now, which is honestly is just good over evil.
What have Republicans done for business, really? Like I get that, and I want to be fair.
Their ideas. But
like
what have they
what
done?
ideas?
What have they done?
Yeah, they lower taxes for millionaires. Like how's that?
That's the only thing they see in them. That's literally.
And
they talk.
and border control.
Yeah. Every time the deficit's been
Actually, you know what? I take that away because I met some black Republicans and they were talking. They sounded crazy over
No,
the
Tristan,
weekend.
because that was one point that I was going to
They were talking about immigrants, talking about the Mexicans and taking away from this.
That was one
like,
point. It's not just for business. Some of those black conservatives are nasty work.
Yes,
That
absolutely. You're right.
Look at what's her name? Candace the dog Owen.
Jesus Christ.
Not the dog. Not the dog.
I'll allow it.
Her. People like her.
Right.
People like her
Right.
need to be taken in the alley. I don't care what nobody says. Take her in the alley, whoop her ass. Like that is all that she needs. Whoop her ass and let her. I'm not. As this person I am, I'm angry, so do not listen to me. My views are not reflective of this radio station, who is very bipartisan. But people like Candace Owen, Clarence Thomas, a lot of them, you know them people.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. There was one named Tariq or something like that. I think his name is. With a name like Tariq, you should be.
What's his
not
name?
on
That was
My
running?
issue is that like they go out their way to defend white
foolishness.
folk. Like they just go
I
like
think you said it best. Like people that couldn't, like when affirmative action, people that can't get into Harvard is sitting here saying something about people that can get into Harvard.
like it's crazy.
And I don't understand why affirmative action to some people make you feel like the people that are there do not deserve to be there. You still got to get the grades. You still got to get the things. But something else that came out of that is now people are starting to challenge the legacy admissions for Harvard and places like that. Because we have found out what is a high percentage of people that actually go to these schools that are legacy. Y'all are just not even smart and you're getting in.
Right.
You just getting in because your grandpappy went.
And
You're
honestly,
not bright.
I'm not even, listen, you can have all the legacy students you want. I don't even care, to be honest with you. Because honestly, I'll say with legacy students, they actually pay full tuition, right? Like, a lot of people.
Legacy students are donors. They gave us our new
Yeah,
building.
Yeah, they still.
But that's what I'm
Just gave
saying.
us
Some people
Questrom,
feel like you
Yeah.
only here because the library is named after your great daddy.
But
You
me
not
as a
supposed
black,
to be
but me as a
here.
black student,
like Braden on
but me as a black student that got into Harvard, I could take advantage of that new library. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like I get it.
yeah.
I just want to be able to have an opportunity to get into Harvard. You know what I'm saying? Like the issue isn't the issue for me. The issue isn't legacy students. The issue isn't the massive amount of Asian students that get in, because I feel like they're at least qualified to get in. The issue is that you're looking at me or somebody that looks at me like me and assuming that we don't belong there. That's the messed up part about it.
Yep. I mean, that's what Clarence Thomas's fault. If y'all had just assumed that he was a jackass from the beginning, then he wouldn't have never gotten the privilege.
I mean,
if Anita Hill's defense was a little bit stronger, he wouldn't have been up there.
Snyder said MIT is actually majority Asian.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
I think
that is
by design.
Yeah,
majority.
and if you
They make
if you go to if you walk around any campus around here and you say there's not enough Asians in this campus,
right?
I
You're
don't.
not even in the classroom.
And they could definitely afford it because them Asians don't wear nothing less than designer, and it be the most designer. They be
and you see their cars
in Gucci slippers, like in the wintertime.
But let's say it again. Let's say it again.
Outside the class.
Yeah, I went to a quote unquote elite school, right? And I met there was a lot of Asians there, but I met some Asians that were some Vietnamese stock from Dorchester. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not all Asian people are coming from the mainland of China with $1 billion in their parents' bank account. You know what I'm saying?
This is true.
This is harming everybody.
I used to sell cars to those kind. Shoot, they used to send. My child is going to Harvard next week, and we needed the top of the line Mercedes for freshman year.
Yeah,
cash
of drunk.
Right.
Yes. I don't mind a lease being $2,000 a month.
Right.
Oh wow.
And those children aren't living on the campus either because you can't have a car as a freshman, right? So they're living off campus in the $4,000 apartments.
Not $4,000. So when I was in school, I had to do little Uber Eats between classes, and I would definitely be dropping off some food to these $1 million apartments.
Oh yeah.
With some of these kids from class.
Yep. That was in your
there,
class.
just in there.
It was the same class.
Just
right.
chilling.
They was in my class looking around at me.
Well, listen, black folks, when it's time to vote, make sure y'all go out there and vote.
It matters.
We need y'all. We need y'all harder than ever.
We gonna have a sign up and vote party.
I honestly think this is the most important election of our time. especially considering the times that we're in and what we're seeing happening right in front of your it's right now.
I agree with you,
time.
Triz. Everything is changing and it's crazy.
I mean, let Biden do his work. Like he's out here killing it.
Let him cook.
Like, let him cook.
Let him cook.
Give him a minute, guys. Let him get up.
He old, bro. He gotta take his time.
It's cool. We need him to cook, but we need these young folks to get it together. Too.
Yeah,
we need these young folks to be on board. These young folks are they've been led. They're getting brainwashed to be naive.
Yeah.
They're getting brainwashed to not pay attention to anything that's going on in the country, to just pay attention to the music and everything, all the bright lights, everything that's
because it's boring. It's boring to them, and
That's
it's
all.
crazy because it's like you see the misinformation out there, and like right next to that misinformation is actually good information. All you gotta do is like pick up a book. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention in class. Do something. You know what I mean?
Let me tell y'all something right now. The folks listening to me. If y'all think that these white folks ain't paying attention out here, you wrong. Wrong. It's us that's not paying attention, and we gotta get it together.
Tell them.
We gotta get it together.
That's true. Speaking of the White House sends a powdery substance for further testing, the Secret Service reports. Apparently, what happened here now? Yesterday,
Fentanyl.
Little booger sugar.
Yesterday evening, a white powdery substance was found at the White House, leading to a temporary evacuation of the complex. The substance has been sent for further evaluation and testing, according to the Secret Service. While a field test suggested that the substance may be cocaine, it is not a conclusive result, and the substance was discovered in a Ziploc bag in the West Wing, according to sources familiar with the initial report. Whoever left that there is very upset.
Somebody tell Trump to get his package.
They're like, God damn it, I did not mean to drop that. And now look what has happened.
They got me.
They got me. This is awful. The White House and the FBI have been contacted for comment, but no response yet. Secret Service spokesman said that the powdery substance was found in a work area. It was one of the workers of the West Wing. The Washington, D.C. Fire Department's hazmat team determined that the substance was not hazardous, and an investigation is currently underway.
Who lives on the West Wing?
The president.
Uh-huh.
You think Biden was
Apparently
Trump,
he wasn't
Trump
there
left
the
package,
weekend that
man.
it was
That Trump left the package, man.
Oh, it could be Biden's powdered Viagra.
No, Biden wasn't there. That's what they said.
Jesus.
I mean,
His wife looked kind of good.
She do look good. It's just a little cocaine.
I know. Everybody do a little cocaine.
Exactly.
No, I mean, speak.
Who is everybody?
Yeah.
TMZ said it was Biden.
Yeah. Speak for yourself.
I mean.
Every once in a while, you got to do a little line or three.
Exactly.
Especially if you
What
work in
was
the
I
White House.
watching yesterday? The little girl, it's the little spoon that she put in there.
Oh,
A little tiny spoon.
People used to wear that as a necklace.
Yeah.
Hey.
And then that's why they used to have a long fingernail.
Long fingernail.
Scoop it out.
Yeah.
Did you tune in last week?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you gotta watch back last week's show.
Which one? Which one?
All right, I'll go back.
Which one?
With the interesting character.
Oh.
Y'all. Oh.
You know who we're talking about.
Some of y'all.
Yeah.
Yo, send that info.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
There was definitely a few lines being taken.
Something.
Boy, I tell you, you watched the episode last week.
All right,
I was like,
audience, keep a lookout for that clip on YouTube soon.
Yes, keep a lookout. Speaking of cocaine, this Vancouver man opened a store selling tested cocaine and heroin. Then he died of an overdose.
Yes.
He should have got high on his own supply.
A little bit.
Because then he would have been all right, but no, he died of an overdose.
So he opened up a shop. Did he open up a storefront actually?
Yeah.
Store.
Yeah.
He had a whole store. Let me see if I can find a picture.
It was a suspected fentanyl overdose. I have a picture and everything is in there. Okay. His name is Jerry Martin. He died on Friday. Martin, he made international headlines in May of this year after he was arrested for opening his drugstore. He wanted to give people a safer supply of drugs as the toxic drug crisis continues to kill hundreds of people in Canada each month. Krista Thompson stands in the intersection of Main and Cordova Streets, where her late partner, Jerry Martin, once set up a mobile store selling tested heroin, cocaine, and other illicit drugs. But he died from a fentanyl overdose on Friday. Go ahead.
Nope. Go ahead. It's loading.
Oh, Thomas said that she received a call from police last Tuesday saying Martin had been found unresponsive in a vehicle and was being transported to a hospital. Police called back about 10 minutes later to say that he was stable and had a heartbeat, but his condition worsened and he was put into a medically induced coma, and then he had significant brain damage and ended up brain dead, and then it was all due to a drug overdose. He would have really just had been very... Oh, go ahead.
Because the man has been knocked down in his lifetime, he always got back up. And I think I just thought he'd get back up.
Oh, yeah.
Who does her lashes?
I know. Don't say, okay, lashes.
But his mental health, he admittedly said he was struggling. And as kind of each day he seemed to take a bit of a hit. His RV was set on fire. Yeah. The insurance company they pay out and then they didn't pay out.
They say his loved ones and other drug activists are pointing out the tragic irony in Martin's overdose death, as he wanted to prevent deaths by providing a safer drug supply for others. That's really sad. That's really sad.
So apparently in British Columbia, where this happened, like you can have a couple of grams of like any drug legally.
So that's what it said. Really? It said like so I saw the advertisement for his store, and it said like 2.5 grams of each substance, no more than that.
Really? Yeah. That's interesting.
That's very legal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, like I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like maybe this is something that should be implemented if it could be like the government could control it, because a lot of these overdoses and stuff that's happening in these streets are being from unpure drugs.
Right.
So if there was actually like we spoke about this before,
regulation.
I think, if there's like a regulation, they could figure out if it's pure, if it's toxic, whatever, and just so that these addicts could just not be dying all over the place like this.
It's very interesting. Even here, because we pretty much have an open drug market where you can't technically get in trouble for shooting up and things like that. And they're trying to make drug use and addiction safer for the addicts. So, I mean, if we gonna let them shoot up, we might as well let them go to a controlled place and purchase it, which all is very, very wild and crazy to me.
Yeah,
it is. But I was listening to the Pure Oasis interview.
Yeah,
and I'm remembering them talking about all the issues they had and continue to have with the legalization effort of marijuana.
Right.
And weed is probably the safest thing you could take.
Yeah.
So I'm just I could only assume
that the regulations for that would be crazy.
Would be and just the blowback, right?
Yeah.
I don't think any politician
would sign on
to that.
I know, which is why it's so crazy. So there's no regulation of what an open drug market can be. There's no restrictions to that. It is just you get your drugs. This is a safe place for you to do it. We don't want anything to happen to you, and if it does, we'll bring you back to life. And we can't put you in jail. We can't make you go to a mental facility. We can't do anything to you, pretty much. So have at it.
Yeah.
Schneider said during Prohibition, people were dying from drinking antifreeze laced liquor from the mafia. So they repealed alcohol prohibition so that the government can regulate liquor sales.
Wow.
Antifreeze. Oh my.
So this is basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I think honestly, that's hard, bro.
It is hard.
That's hard.
It's a conversation that, without any more information, there's nothing that you can even converse on it. It is just.
The cartels wouldn't be out of work, Didi. They would just work with them. You know, they already work with them. You know.
See what we heard. It also with the Pure Oasis. You know, ain't nobody gonna ever be out of work when it comes to drugs. You know, the street pharmacist is always gonna have clients.
Absolutely.
There's 85 marijuana dispensaries on my street.
Yeah, literally.
And they all make money.
And the street pharmacists still make money.
Yeah.
And they sure do. They sure do. A California company has received FAA certification for its flying car.
Pass.
Right, and there's a wait list now. There's a pre-order list for $300,000, and people are doing that. For decades, futurists have dreamed of flying cars with little real-world progress. Now, one company has gotten a step closer to making the vision a reality, receiving government approval to test fly its sports car.
Pick me. They can barely get the planes right now. The planes is crashing into each other. Everything is coming in. FAA don't know where everything is going, where people are going. Now we got flying cars to contend with.
They can't even get submarines to sink right.
They can't even figure out the bike lane in Boston. How they gonna do flying? Where we supposed to go?
Right.
Where you flying to?
Oh, actually, it might work better for us here since they're making it into a public transit-like city. It might make sense for our cars to be able to fly instead of be on the road, so that the bikes and the trains and emergency vehicles could just get.
There can be so much cars falling on everybody's head.
How much traffic is
the
going to be
air traffic? The air traffic is going to be
really
crazy.
Trust Massachusetts drivers?
Exactly.
Exactly. Really trust us
I'm just trying to help you you flyers out at this point, because when is the first one going to be off the ground?
Well, they're just testing it now. It says that it can fly. It can take off vertically and fly through the air in any direction. The vehicle has a flying range of 110 miles and a driving range of 200.
I could only drive 200. I have to fly.
Right. It only has a flying range of
110
miles. Where are you going to go? To Rhode Island?
Literally. We're going to go right here to Westinghouse Plaza. That's why.
Are they going to put like street lights in the air?
See?
Are they going to put like lanes?
None of this
what
makes
about
any
our pollution?
sense.
Exactly.
You can only fly that in places like Kansas and stuff where they have open fields and straight paths to land.
Yeah. And I'm one of those people that you see the gaslight, it's just a suggestion.
Yeah.
Yo, I still got 20 miles in the tank.
This is all electric.
See, I drove a Tesla, and that charging thing was a suggestion too.
Oh Lord,
I still got 5 miles on this charge.
You risky. It's all electric. It's
look
priced
at it, everybody.
It's priced at $300,000.
I'm supposed to get one.
Or you can get a hydrogen option offering a longer range and holds only 1 or 2 people.
Nah, I'm gonna need one that just floats on its own.
That's what I'm saying.
Give me a balloon.
Where I'm supposed to put my kid and my husband? We got to go on a family trip. Where we going?
Speaking of balloon, as I was driving here today, a random red balloon just bounced out in front of me on the street, and I was looking around for it.
Ooh, you ever seen the movie? I was gonna ask you, you ever seen the movie It?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's your problem. You was looking. That's your sign. You need to just go to work.
I was driving fast.
Right there.
It wasn't my fault, though, because I was behind a Prius. So I had to drive slow. I had to drive real slow. And at that moment,
I overtook a Prius yesterday. Right?
I wish we did overtake a Prius. I had overtaken a previous car earlier today. And speaking of traffic, and this is why I might be interested in the flying car, I had to take video of the traffic that I was in today. It was this car, a CRV, with 3 mattresses, dirty mattresses on top of it, driving down the street at 0.5 miles per hour. 2 people on the driver's side holding the mattresses over here, and 1 on the passenger holding it over here. And I was behind this car for quite some time.
You should have reported that.
You should have got one of these cars, which just looked like an airplane to me.
Car.
That's not a car.
That does look kind of cool, though.
Right over them. I don't want that.
How we go?
That's a helicopter.
That's exactly what that is.
It got sound, Tristan?
Helicopter.
Let's see.
Quieter and cheaper answer to helicopters, and one day may be used like a taxi in the sky. EHang, a global leader in the development of flying vehicles, showcased its latest prototype at the Beyond Expo.
The VT-30 is designed for intercity transportation. It is capable of flying for 100 minutes with a flight range of 300 kilometers. It's an autonomous vehicle that does not need a runway.
What do you think will be the greatest challenges facing your company as you launch this new flying EV?
Our company wants to be able to expand transportation. At present, helicopters and planes are part of business needs, but they have not fully entered people's daily lives. So we want to change that with this electric aircraft.
In 2020,
what makes that a car? Because it just looks like a small.
It looks like a small flying object.
Yeah. What Boston side alley you driving at with wings?
True. And where are you gonna park it?
Like I said, it's not for y'all in here. It is for people that have crops in Kansas.
That makes sense.
They can't afford that.
But how you gonna be a taxi if only 2 of us can go in there? I don't want to be sitting that close to the taxi driver. Let me touch you on your leg.
Jay Spade says, "My name is not Judy Jetson." Correct.
I mean, I just think that I just don't think that it looks like a car.
Uncle Grandpa says he prefers the aqua vehicle. Oh, you messing with water? Ain't nobody messing with water.
Go explore the Titanic all you want.
That's like the poor thing. The Icon of the Seas, which is the largest cruise ship in the world, is debuting early next year. And I think a lot of, there's still going to be a lot of people who are going to go on a cruise ship. But a lot of people are like, nah.
Nobody, but
I know. There's a lot of people who are like, nah, I'm not going on that.
Nah, I'm good.
I'll go on it.
Yeah,
I'll go on that Icon.
Enjoy.
That Icon is the size of Massachusetts.
Take your flying plane to the Icon. Your flying car.
Everybody ended up on that Titanic.
That's what I'm with you, brother, because I said that's such a big ship on the water. I'm not on that.
It's the size of Massachusetts.
Yeah, I'm not.
That joint is huge.
It's got like 17 water slides and 14 water parks in a mall or something.
Yeah,
like
it's got the most things on it.
I don't want it.
And then there was a series of mass shootings that happened over the weekend.
This is America.
I mean that one down in Mattapan is considered a mass shooting because 5 people got shot, right? Mm-hmm. So that was a mass shooting, and then there were the mass shooting in Philadelphia and in Texas. 3 dead in Texas, 5 dead in Philadelphia, and there was a few more. So I think we're up to like a million mass shootings so far in 2023.
Sounds
at
about
least
right
in the United States.
That's terrible.
Yep,
I'm sorry to hear it.
We need more guns.
Yeah. Oh. Wow. Why?
Because I don't know. That seems to be the solution.
It's always the solution, right?
Yeah.
Like we need tougher on guns. You think that the guns are out here killing people, or is it people killing people?
Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Because you need a good guy to kill the bad guy with a gun, but you also need another good guy with the gun to protect the other good guy with a gun.
Well
America.
then. Well, that's all I've got.
Yes. The entertainment news is not that great. Adele warns fans, "I'll kill you if you throw something at her.
I'll effing kill you.
I'll effing kill you."
Yeah.
Somebody else did that too. Megan Thee Stallion was like, "You don't want none of this" or something like that. I don't.
Speaking of Megan Thee Stallion, did y'all see that video?
Did y'all see that video?
What was that about?
She set the game back a lot of ways because now everybody's wife is gonna be asking questions.
My knee did hurt watching that video.
What are y'all talking about?
I'm gonna show you right now.
Yes, find that video
for research purposes.
Yes, it's researchable, but don't all the comments on the bottom was like, Megan, ma'am, my husband is on this.
Exactly.
Internet. Please
I
don't
don't know
do
why
these things.
she's doing that.
What's she do?
Look at that. Well, I can't find it. I don't know where it is. Send it to her.
Wow.
And it's like that's an overpromise.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Send it to Javi because I don't know how to find it.
Yeah, she was doing it on her last show. Let me see, Javi.
That's a
look.
That is shameful behavior.
That is shameful.
Let me see that closer a little bit. Hold on.
Let me see.
I watched that like 66 times, and I could not. I just had to watch it because I couldn't even attempt.
Me too. I did watch it over and over and over again, and I was just like, "This is just embarrassing."
Megan Thee Stallion is a national treasure.
No,
it's embarrassing to me.
Because now all of the men is gonna be like, "Oh, why you can't do what Megan did?" I don't go find friggin' Megan, bruh.
Let me tell you something. Getting down off of this stool hurts my knee. Okay. All that what she was doing.
Listen, if you believe, you can achieve.
No, I can't achieve it.
I believe that I cannot.
Men need to not expect that type of quality.
God bless Megan Thee Stallion.
I maybe got one of those in there. No. Anyways, but anyhow, yes, Megan Thee Stallion
they
was
do
out
have a
there
little chair that you can purchase, and it has an opening in the center, and it's like a little trampoline that you place over the male.
That's a lot.
That's
a lot.
There are many aids
Imagine like,
and leverages.
Come on, get the stool.
Yeah.
Get the stool.
Well, her first date.
Her
first date is here, the 7th, America Badu. That's her first tour date. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow. That's Friday.
That's
Friday.
She bringing that moveset with her?
She's bringing it. MF Doom death sparks inquest after his wife raised, I don't know. Ice Spice class back after a fam suggested she has Down syndrome.
I saw that. You know what?
What is that about?
Let me not say nothing because you know what?
What is that about?
I mean...
Somebody put a picture up against a little Down syndrome girl in Ice Spice.
She is so beautiful. She's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful young lady.
The little girl, yes.
Yeah, beautiful young lady, right? That's she seems very young to me, right? But she might have a little.
If somebody told me that Ice Spice had a little
touch,
she might have.
Don't assume people's disability.
Don't be ableist, people. It's all right if she got it.
Oh wow, I see the picture here.
And moving on, Nicki Minaj, Natalie Nunn shouts out reportedly. So in the last song that Nicki Minaj did with somebody, she shouts out Natalie Nunn and her chin, and because of that, she has earned a reality show, her a lucrative deal because somebody else is going to be.
Who?
Natalie Nunn. You know the one with the chin.
Natalie got another show?
Yes.
Another one?
Natalie's a producer.
Natalie got like 6 shows.
Natalie's a producer. Wow. It's all because of her good chin.
Yeah.
That Ice Spice is crazy. And we're going to leave that there.
Boom.
With that said, people, thank you guys for joining us. We are back. DJ Live is up next. Woo! We're going to have a good time on a Wednesday. Giggity. And don't forget, people, Jerkfest, Friday and Saturday. Jerkfest is coming up at the Cambridge Athletic Center. Go get your tickets. Jerkfest.com.
Who's it? Luciano.
Luciano is going to be there. Last year was Freddie McGregor.
Ooh.
And this year we're going to have Luciano there. Day 1 is the Rum and Wine Fest. And day 2 is the Food and Music Festival. That's always a great time. Also this week, Friday and Saturday kicks off Hyde Park Bridge Jams that are going down every Friday and Saturday. You can go up for the next 4 weeks. You can go up there to Hyde Park, have a good time, do some business shopping with all of the businesses that have been displaced and or having some sufferation from the bridge shutdown. Yes, so Spark FM will be playing every Saturday for the next 4 Saturdays over here in Hyde Park. Make sure you guys go check them out. And don't forget about Flex on July 29th. Flex July 29th. Reggae, rubber dub, dance hall, old schools. If you guys are not gotten your tickets, please go and get your tickets. We are counting a sold out event. So make sure you guys get those as soon as you can. And then, of course, Spark the Block comes up on September 3rd, and we have Deuce Duke on August 4th. Get your tickets. Spark got your whole summer on lock. Let's go. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, bum. With that said, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Remember last year, Jerkfest?
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
The all-new Spark FM. Log on to sparkfmonline.com. Boston and surrounding communities. Boston Lesbi Gay Urban Foundation and Fenway Health Center is coming to inform you on how important